of our F1 2019 career. You guys know we ended off season 1 on a massive high, but guys, look at the craziness! Sebastian Vettel has gone back to Red Bull, replacing Max Verstappen, who has taken Sebastian Vettel's championship winning car. What just happened? Absolute madness! Verstappen to Ferrari replacing Vettel, Vettel to Red Bull replacing Verstappen. It's crazy! I don't even care about the other two. Lando Norris has gone to Williams to replace Kubica, and Lance Stroll has gone to McLaren to replace Norris. I don't care about those two. Vettel to Red Bull, Verstappen to Ferrari. Red Bull, Vettel has got back to his roots, and guys, that's got to deserve your life. This, I think, was a practice too. Yeah. This was quite bad, yeah. Myself and Charles Leclerc had a little bit of a moment in turn 1, and yeah, it did not end good, as you guys see right there. Yeah, big crash for myself and Charles. Leclerc, get out of my face. Don't bother me with in practice. Guys, look at this. Sorry, both those crashes were actually in practice 1 now that I think about it. I can't get my head around this. Max Verstappen in a Ferrari. My head just doesn't want to grasp this. Look at this! And he's actually in P1 at this stage in practice 2. Guys, Verstappen had the pace. And look at this! The number 5 is on a Red Bull. On a Red Bull! What is happening? What is life? What is what is your life in F1 2019? This is absolutely and as you guys see, at this stage of the race, the Red Bulls are absolutely nowhere. Oh, what happened there? One of the Red Bulls ran into his teammate. Was that Sebastian who ran into Gasly? Or Gasly into Vettel? Guys, this is Vettel running into the back of his teammate Pierre Gasly. This is not the re-debut that Vettel wanted at Red Bull. He has suffered major damage to the left front of his front wing, and Vettel has now put himself on one major back foot for this Grand Prix. Oh my word, we did a wheel on the grass! It's oversteer mania! Charles Leclerc's gonna go for the move. We just gave up P4 in this Grand Prix thanks to a stupid mistake. Guys, I just nipped the grass. Look at this slow motion. I nipped the grass. What have I done? Guys, look at that. My wheel just literally, it nips the grass, and that is enough to send the car into an oversteer moment. I had P4. Guys, I know defending the rest of this Grand Prix was going to be hard, but it was a better chance than what I just gave away. But guys, you can never ever count out Lewis Hamilton. That guy is just, he doesn't know the word give up, and he does not know, especially, ow, boy, that's a massive moment in the midfield, guys. Vettel battling with Perez, battling with my teammate. There's a McLaren of Lance Stroll in the middle of this. Oh no, it's actually Devin Butler. The Williams of George Russell. There's a Toro Rosso, I think, of Danny Kvyat. Oh my soul, guys, I'll jump back to the story about Lewis Hamilton in a second. What is going on here? And guys, heading on to the end of the very next lap, you guys can see Valtteri is right up behind his teammate Lewis Hamilton. Now heading down the main straight, and now Valtteri is going to try and mount a move on his teammate once again. He goes to the inside. You guys can see Max is there in the background. On the inside, it's a lockup. There's contact. Oh my soul! Valtteri Bottas has been spun. Guys, Valtteri locked up his tires heading into the first corner. He couldn't get the car turned. Contact from Lewis Hamilton, and it just spun Valtteri. Oh my word! Toto Wolff is going to be smashing his fist through the desk in the garage. Oh, that is not what you want between your teammates, between your two drivers. Guys, look at this. It is, I can't see the lap there, it's just too tiny. It's Charles Leclerc right behind Lewis Hamilton. And guys, what I tell you at the beginning of the episode, well, at the beginning of the race, never count out Max Verstappen, never count out Ferrari. Heading into the top speed chicane, Max is on the inside, he gets the move down on Lewis Hamilton. That is P1 for Max Verstappen, and it's P5 here in Melbourne, Australia.
Over finished. Okay, take it to the control. Right 6, and left 5 over crest. Hey, that went really well. Great stage, good work.
A little fog. Oh, okay, I don't think she said little fog. She said for a weather change. But a great googly woogly. Guys, I couldn't see a thing. I literally turned on my car's lights and I still couldn't see a thing. The lights made no difference whatsoever.
Can you do that? Middle over crests. 100 through dip. Keep right over crest. Caution, left 4 over crest. And left 1, keep right over crest. Right 4. And left 3, don't cut.
Are you guys ready for the Chinese Grand Prix as we head to 5 red lights and it's go, go, go for a slippy start to the Chinese Grand Prix. Into the first corner, you guys can see I'm trying to joggle for position, but this first corner is really technical. But it is Max Verstappen who leads the way from P2 on the grid from Lewis Hamilton, who is now in second, and Charles Leclerc in P3. Guys, myself as well has come into the pit lane this lap. I'm not going to take any gambles. I want to get off of these intermediate tires. They are absolutely horrible to drive in these conditions. And even though it's still dripping, guys! Oh my word. That was an unsafe release by Rich Energy Horse Racing. If something like that happened in Hungary, I will do the rain dance for a full week, and people can record me and put me on YouTube. Because trust me, I will not mind making myself look like a complete nincompoop if I win at the track that I know I am basically the worst at. So, in any case, guys, these guys are behind me. Lewis and Max are on new tires. I'm on worn tires, but I was fighting with everything I got. And as you guys see, we head onto the very long back straight once again. DRS gets flipped open by Max and Lewis, and now it's going to be 3 wide heading into the hairpin. I keep the racing line to have the optimal line running through the corner, but I don't think I know Max is on the inside, because remember guys, I see from my POV, I get squeezed out onto the curb, and now I've lost 2 positions, but I'm going to have DRS for the home straight. They are side by side heading to the final quarter, so they are going to be slow. Once again, we are 3 wide heading into the first corner. This action is absolutely epic. We passed Lewis Hamilton. I cut off Charles Leclerc's front nose. Lewis goes back to the inside. What just happened? Oh my word, Lewis tries a move on me as well. 3 cars that have just swapped about positions about 5-6 times in a question of 3-4 corners. Oh my soul. But guys, that has been this Grand Prix. You guys see Lewis Hamilton going through the final corner. He is going to win the Chinese Grand Prix here at Shanghai. And guys, that's brilliant from Lewis Hamilton. Guys, 3 different winners for this season thus far. Max Verstappen won the first race. We won race 2 in Bahrain, and Lewis Hamilton has won the 3rd race. This is crazy. Charles Leclerc came through in P2 with Max Verstappen in P3 and Sebastian Vettel a solid P4. He would have wanted more, but still not a bad day in the office for Sebastian and Red Bull. But guys, we come across the line for P5.
Braking, turn, open, hairpin left, and right 2 long, tightens. Into left 3, left 5, into right 3, over crest. And left 4, don't cut.
I know you like what you just saw. That stage was so much fun. You guys saw that I started off a bit cautious just to get used to the grip levels, but as soon as I got used to it, damn, I started pushing this little escort. Guys, also
right 2, crest 80. Keep left over crest, 80. Right 3 long, opens over crests. Dip, right 5.
guys, sideway highway indeed. We are done with Fitzroy Australia. We are done with this championship. This little Mark II Escort was an absolute joy to drive. We've got
60, left 4, and right 6, into left 5, 150. Over finish to stop.
At the end of the day, guys, I did go for the Pink Panther BWT Arden car, and I was going to drive as Antoine Hubert for, well, I am going to drive as Antoine Hubert for this Formula 2 championship. Guys, are you guys ready for the 2019 Formula 2 World Championship? Representing BWT Arden and Antoine Hubert, we head to 5 red lights, and it's go, go, go for the 2019 Formula 2 World Championship. We are underway. We cover off the inside to defend from Nick de Vries. We have the inside as we head into the first corner. You guys can see I didn't get the best pull away off of the grid, but we still defend into the first corner. I give Nick de Vries a little bit of a squeeze, and Sergio Santecamera goes around the outside for the inside of T2, and he has snatched P2 away from Nick de Vries. So as you guys see, Nick de Vries is done with his pit stop. We are searching for ourselves. There we are, ahead of Sergio Santecamera. Are we going to be ahead of Nick de Vries? We run down the home straight. No DRS because there's nobody in front of us. But there's Nick de Vries coming out of the pit lane. As you guys can see, it's very close heading into the first corner. He will be able to brake later because he's at a much lower speed. There we go. We nearly clipped the front wing of Nick de Vries, but we have successfully defended our P1 position. Heading into T4, he is still trying to pressure me. He's going for a move on the inside. I have to leave him the space. I run a bit wide with my tires already being quite worn. We are now side by side heading into my favorite section of the track, the very tight S section. I'm around the outside. That's very close to contact, but I defend my P1 heading into the second 2 hairpin. Early onto the brakes to get the car to turn in. These tires of mine are really starting to fall off of the cliff, guys. It is lap 16. It is the final lap. Oh, damn it, I missed a gear there. I double upshift accidentally. Heading into the very tight hairpin. It's almost contact. The Vries squeezed me to the inside. I bounced the car over the cliff. Nearly didn't get my car stopped for the corner. Jack Aitken tries to mount a move around on the inside. What happened to Nick de Vries? I think he was forced off the track. Oh, we're going to have to look at a replay of that, guys. I do not know who's at fault there, myself or Nick de Vries. No contact was made, but there's just no space as the corner starts bending to go into the hairpin. Oh my soul, and Sergio Santecamera goes for a move on Jack Aitken. Sergio has gotten himself back into P2. Everything is popping off here in Bahrain for the feature race. It is now myself going down the back straight for the final time, the second back straight for the final time. Heading into the final corner, I have to have a good exit, otherwise Sergio can catch me before we get to the line. I bounce the car over the inside curve, second gear, third gear. It's a beautiful exit from myself. And guys, the first race of the season, and we take the win here in Bahrain. Get in there, lad. But what about that crash? Well, not crash, but what about that situation with myself and Nick de Vries? Oh my word. This is going to be crazy. Guys, let's have a replay. You guys can see I accidentally double shift into fourth gear. It bogs me down, and as my car bounces over the inside curve, it just wouldn't turn in, it just wouldn't stop, and I think that Nick de Vries just avoided contact and completely went off the track. Guys, I wouldn't say this is my fault, I wouldn't say this is de Vries' fault. I just think it can be classified as a racing incident, but you can't classify it as a racing incident because there was no contact. Heading on to the middle sector of lap 2, guys. We go for a massive dive up the inside of Jack Aitken heading into the hair, but there's a little bit of contact from my side, but I give Jack the space on the outside. He's going to have a better run coming out of the corner. Hopefully don't repeat what happened in the feature race. Ooh, that's a beautiful dummy from my side. We dive to the inside of Jack Aitken heading into that very tight corner. Guys, that is the best move I think I've ever made on the Bahrain International Circuit. It was an absolutely beautiful move. Guys, I gave Jack the space on the outside. The contact wasn't as hefty as I thought it was, so I don't think I need to apologize for that. Guys, I dummy him from the outside to the inside. That was absolutely beautifully done. Just a little tip of the wheels. Here's left front against my right rear. And now we are battling away for P3 as the two leaders are battling away for P1. So for P1, it is Louis Delatraz v Sean Galale, and for P3 it is Antoine Hubert v Guan Yuzhou v Luca Giotto. I dive to the other to stick to the racing, the esports line. There's contact! It is myself and Joe into the side of one another. Oh, come on! 2 races, 2 incidents right before the end. Guys, this... I stayed on the inside. I made my one singular move to the outside. Joe, I left the door open, but he locked up and he just ran into my side pod. Guys, I gave him more than enough space. I didn't even go to hit the apex. I tried to give him room, but I wanted to take the esports line so I could have the max amount of speed coming out of the corner. You guys can see it's just smoke from Joe's car, and he just couldn't get his car stopped. That is not my...
Take her slow to the control. Right 5, don't cut. And right 4, don't cut. 60. Left 5, 60, over finish. Whoa, 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 slow down for the partial. Right over crest 60, caution, turn, right 4, bump. And bump, and left 6, 60, right 4, long, and right 6, 80.
But in any case, ooh, this stage looks fun. Why is it at mid? Just past it, okay, just before 1 o'clock in the morning. But why is it at night? Oh, damn it. In any case, I don't mind the night stage. I'm just gonna push absolutely flat. And it was highly frustrating. So I did qualifying on 110 AI. I did this race on 108. And they were no, I'm lying, sorry. I did it on 106 AI, and they were still immensely strong in some sections. But at this stage, guys, we are going off the Callum Island in the Junior Sauber team, and now we have got ourselves up into P7 as Mahavir Raghunathan. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm butchering it, and he ever watches one of my videos, I am extremely sorry. As he is now diving it into his pit box. He's literally got the pit box at the end of the pit straight. Wow, what is life? Guys, he's got to have the freshest medium tires, but is his AI up to scratch to stay with me and Nikita Mazepin? We will see. Guys, there's myself and Nikita Mazepin. Why am I ahead? What am I doing ahead of Nikita Mazepin? Oh my soul, okay. Guys, we have to have a replay. As Raghunathan and all those guys were diving into the pit lane, I was on the rear end of Nikita Mazepin, and I knew if I waited too long, he would get away from me. So as you guys see here, we are trying to catch up to Nikita Mazepin. Here we go, on the highway of a straight, all the way to the first corner. We get DRS as an assist, even after overtaking Mazepin, just with slipstream. So that is an easy and beautiful move for P1 of this feature race, P11 to P1. That is how you do it. And now all we have to do is defend till the checkered flag, guys. To win the feature race from P11 on the grid all the way to the lead. That is 2 feature races in a row. We are going for records, it seems, but we take the win. Yeah, Baku for the feature race. Guys, time for the sprint race, and oh my great goodness, it is not as bad as qualifying, but nearly the same conditions as qualifying. Slicks on a wet track does not bode for good news. This is gonna be one heavily contested battle, and I am in the midfield. Or is it actually set a camera? If I've set the TV this whole time and that is set a camera, I will kick myself. Nicholas the TV is leading the Grand Prix. That is set a camera. Turbo, you absolute nut. Ah, that's so... Guys, that's not a place to go side by side with. He goes for a dive in these conditions. How? Okay, guys, he's on this. Guys, look at the traction. I was on the outside there. I was supposed to just jolt away. I can't get the power down. I literally can't. And now we're going onto the highway section. Back out of it. Back out of it. Side by side section. This is not a side by side section. Contact! No, we're spun around. We hit the wall. That's race over. Oh, that's race over. Oh no. Guys, I think this was inevitable. Yeah. How did Nick the Freeze avoid that? Yeah, Boccolacci, you're a complete idiot in any case. Oh guys, listen, Nick the Freeze. How did he avoid this? 2 cars thinking they're Formula J. Yes! That was so close. Dorian Boccolacci nearly clipped him. I don't know how he did not. And Dorian Boccolacci takes out his teammate, Jack Aitken. Okay, it's a bad day for Campos as well, but what was I supposed to do? What was I supposed to do? We're out of the minimum amount, but the car still oversteered like crazy. And as you guys see, we're heading towards the line. There's no DRS in the wet. We are heading towards the line, and it's not going to be a significant improvement, not the improvement that we need. And we are only in P19. That's qualifying over for us. Oh boy. This is not what I need to stay in the championship fight. Oh boy, getting pushed back into the garage. Guys, I want to dip my head in shame, because that's qualifying over. Now, as you guys see here, this is actually myself that caught up to the back of a train here as I go for a dive up the inside of Devon Butler in the McLaren. It's a beautiful move up the inside. I caught him napping there. This is one massive train behind Lucas Weber, guys, who actually had some front wing damage. That's why he was so slow. And that's why Kimi Räikkönen and Charles Leclerc could start breaking away from him, and he lost out in that battle. You guys can see that through that shot. He's got damage to his front wing. Devon Butler tries to challenge me once again, heading into the second sector, but I keep my horse ahead of him. And now heading through the castle sector. But as you guys know, I would really like Roman to start getting very good points like myself every Grand Prix, but you can't have it all, I guess. Guys, now it is time for myself to slipstream Daniel Ricciardo, open up the reaming for DRS, pull out of the slipstream, and make a very, very easy pass heading into the first quarter. Thank you very much. That is now P8 in this Grand Prix, and a full, but we'll have to see. Guys, finally we got to go quickly jump back after Perez has moved past Charles Leclerc that very same lap, just a few meters back. Myself was chasing after Kimi Räikkönen. Once again, Ferrari power v Ferrari power, Alfa Romeo v Haas, Rich Energy Haas Racing. And as you guys see, once again on this highway, there's nothing that these guys can do about me. I've gotten myself now up into P6. Charles Leclerc will take Sergio Perez P4, Charles Leclerc P5, and myself in P6. Ah! Guys, are you guys ready for the 5th round of the championship here in Spain at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya? 5 red lights, and it's go, go, go for the Spanish Grand Prix here at Catalunya. Guys, a very, very close start from the 2 front runners, Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton, as their teammates Charles Leclerc and Valtteri Bottas are right behind them. You guys see the Red Bull of Pierre Gasly is in there as I shove him out a little bit wide. I get my car up into P5, and now up into P4 as I catch Valtteri Bottas napping a bit there. We are into P4 right behind the 2 Ferraris, but at this stage we are not looking at that. It is Max Verstappen side by side with Lewis Hamilton as we head into T4. The Ferrari of Max Verstappen after the horrendous previous round at Baku where he DNF'd out of the Grand Prix after leading the Grand Prix for the whole part of the Grand Prix running. He led the entire way. He is up and ready for revenge this weekend here in Spain. So, because Lewis Hamilton, like always, was at the right place at the right time, and he got gifted the win back at Baku. So, Verstappen v Hamilton, the battle is commencing. The battle that we actually hoped we were going to see in the real-life 2019 season is happening on my career of F1 2019 with the Ferrari and the Mercedes, not even a Red Bull and a Mercedes, so it's even better. Jumping back to our POV, guys, we got a reasonable start. Heading into T1, we go up the inside of Pierre Gasly, and now the inside for the second quarter of Valtteri Bottas. As I catch him napping completely. He just wasn't ready for me to make a move there. And now heading through the middle part of second to the very fast right-hander. It's a bit slower in the race thanks to being very weighted down with race fuel. But now we are heading towards this next quarter. I come from miles behind to go for a dive up the inside of Charles Leclerc. That's a massive dive up the inside. I don't think Charles Leclerc appreciated that. I don't even think there was contact there, to be quite honest with you guys. That was just an absolutely beautiful move. We are still the car in P3. Guys, look at this replay of myself going for a dive up the inside of Charles Leclerc. This was an absolute move of beauty, coming from absolutely out of nowhere. It was a little bit of contact, but really nothing too serious. Verstappen, who is totally in traffic, after his pit stop. He's going for a move on the Toro Rosso, I think, of Danny Kvyat. I think that looks like Danny Kvyat. As Lewis Hamilton exits the pit lane, this is, remember, for net P1. Later to the brakes. Oh! Joe! Max Verstappen runs to the back of Lewis Hamilton, breaking off the right front end plate off his front wing. What did you do, Max? Even Danny Kvyat gets back past Max Verstappen, guys. Max just completely was too late onto the brakes, and he just completely smashed into the back of Lewis Hamilton. I don't know how Lewis Hamilton does not have a puncture from that, because that was literally wing on tire. Guys, look at this. Max just brakes way too late, hits the rear end of Lewis Hamilton, and guys, that is Max's race for the win. I think is over. But as you guys see now, Lucas has caught up to the back of Max Verstappen, and now he's trying to bounce a move, but Max, with a damaged front wing, is defending as if his life is depending on it. But it's going to be to no avail. As you guys see, heading to T4. They are immensely, T3, they are immensely slow. And I go for a massive dive up the inside. That's a beautiful double move. Oh, there's a crash between Weber and Max Verstappen. That was a beautiful double move from my side, but contact between the two drivers fighting for the position. Actually, I just inserted myself in this little fight. As you guys see, Charles held Lucas up going through T3. I went for the dive. As I had a little bit of contact with Verstappen, he sent Lucas into a spun, and Lucas just spun straight into the left-handed side pod of Verstappen. And that is now a second car with a very damaged front wing. Oh, guys, that's Vettel's POV. Front wing parts flying everywhere. You guys see Valtteri got past Lando. And now for P2 in this Grand Prix, it is actually myself, me, Valtteri Bottas. Oh, come on, I have to hold on. I have to hold on. Come on, Valtteri, get away. Massive dive on the inside of the first corner. You guys know I defend better than I attack. But still, this Mercedes, you guys have no idea how overpowered this car's engine is. And with me being underpowered in the straight line because of my high downforce setup, it was really hard to keep this Mercedes at bay. Heading into sector 2, we are still squabbling away, going through the hairpin corners. I tried to squeeze out, guys, my initial idea was to try and squeeze Valtteri back. Well, to force him back into the clutches of the two Williams cars, but they just couldn't keep up. They couldn't get away past him. So I was trying to push him back into the clutches of the Williams cars, but they just couldn't get past him. So instead of worrying just about Valtteri, I had 3 cars to worry about. So I was basically screwing over myself. We've got 4 laps to go. We start, it's now the end of lap 30. We start lap 31, 3 laps to go. Come on, hang on! Hey guys, there's nothing I can do. The Mercedes is just too OP. My tires have gone off the cliff. Guys, look, getting into T1, I try and dive it back up Valtteri's rear end.
Can you do that?
What a race. Once again. Could the race not have ended a lap, 2 laps earlier? The last Grand Prix, I needed 1 extra lap. This Grand Prix, I needed 2 less laps. But still, nevertheless, it is P3. We are on the podium. As you guys see, to get the rear end to turn, it's not hard. Just quick yank off the handbrake and floor the throttle, and she turns. She turns. Yeesh, I nearly clipped the inside of that little, what do you call it, a garage door? Let's dub that part the garage door, because it looks like a garage entry. We tip the barrier a bit on the outside, heading up the last agility section of this run. But guys, what an absolute joy was this little E30 to drive. I think it's going to be our slowest car. I think the Peugeot absolutely spanked it in the agility section. But let's wait and see. Over the final ramp, a little bit of a sketchy ramp there. But get the car through the water, and it is a 3-minute 32.65. It is the slowest, but I don't care. It was by far the most fun. Because the run was that fun, let's do a little bit of donut and see if we can get the flamethrower going. There goes the flames, just in front of the right rear front wheel. Flamethrower. There we go. Guys, that was so much fun. Cross cars are going to be very sketchy through there. But in any case, heading on to the agility section. Sumi, this is where you're going to have to make yourself work, my friend. You need to get ahead of that Land Rover Stadium truck and try and stay ahead as we head into basically the last part where the Land Rover Stadium truck was extremely good. Guys, that Land Rover Stadium truck in the final grippy agility section, it was not bad at all. It was actually very agile. So the Sumi, this part is where the Sumi had to get a lead, and now we have to try and just stay ahead of the stadium truck. Hit the ramp. It's a beautiful, perfect landing through the water. 3rd gear, 4th gear, down to 3rd gear as we hit the water, and it's a 3-minute 14.95. Get in there, I don't have a stadium truck on the top end of my leaderboard. Thank you, Subi. The Beamer is 17.7 seconds slower than the Subi. The 1991 Peugeot is 8.6 seconds slower than the Subi. In fourth place, we've got the Mitsubishi Evo 6, 3:16.12, 1.17 seconds slower than the Subi. Then we've got the 2013 Evo 10, 0.6 of a second slower than the Subi with a 3 minute 15.55. The Land Rush Stadium Truck, 3 minute 15.47 with just over half a second slower than this beauty, our 2001 Subaru Impreza WRX STI with a 3 minute 14. It is time for the Bahrain Grand Prix as we head to 5 red lights, and it's go, go, go for the Bahrain Grand Prix. It is the first 3 cars are 3 different teams, Mercedes, Ferrari and Red Bull. After the previous terrible round for Sebastian Vettel back at Red Bull, he's looking for a very good RacerZ Grand Prix, I can guarantee it. That's a massive bounce over the inside curb for Charles Leclerc. The car looked so unsettled, but heading through the first 3 corners, it is Valtteri Bottas and the Mercedes leading the way from Max Verstappen, the Australian Grand Prix race winner, in second and leader in the championship from his teammate in P3, Charles Leclerc. Jumping back to our POV for our start, guys. Oh boy, I just bumped my knee on my little gamer's desk. Ow, that hurt quite a lot. In any case, let's move a bit back. But guys, now it is time to actually see. Oh, there's massive controversy through the first few corners for myself. Guys, I got hooked by one of the Racing Point cars and I nearly made contact with Lando Norris, I think it was, in his Williams. For those of you guys that don't know the driver transfers from the previous season, Sebastian Vettel has gone back to Red Bull, replacing Max Verstappen, who has replaced Vettel at Ferrari. Then it's Lance Stroll, who has moved to McLaren, and it is Lando Norris replacing Kubica at Williams. Kubica has been let go. So the two drivers that are not on the grid, which are in the F1 2019 real life grid, is Carlos Sainz and Robert Kubica. But oh, that's wide! Weber! Okay guys, that wasn't Weber's fault. Sorry. I just was way too late onto the brakes. I bounced the car over the very bad outside curb, and now it's myself against 2 Racing Point cars with Pierre Gasly lurking right behind. I get back 1 position, I think it was from Sergio Perez, but now I'm right behind Lucas Weber on a harder tire, guys. I started on the medium tires to give myself the optimum strategy. But guys, one thing that I have to tell you, I suck at Bahrain, but the car had such good and such phenomenal pace around here the entire weekend, like in Australia. Guys, trust me when I tell you, the gap in the performance chart is not as big as it looks. I matched Ferrari and Red Bull in all 3 practice sessions. Mercedes are still that little bit above, but I am so close to them, it's not even funny. This car has got so much potential for this season, so much more than my Toro Rosso had back in my second season of F1 2018. Trust me on this. Guys, here's a replay of what happened at the start. You guys can see Lucas Weber hooks me, and as I try to get away, I nearly take out, that was actually George Russell, not Lando Norris. So, yeah, that happened, and then guys, this move around the outside. You guys can see I'm just way too late onto the brakes. I'm wide already, and the car just wouldn't stop as I bounced it over the curbs. Luckily, I didn't get a track extension warning, but I lost 2 positions to these 2 Racing Point cars. Heading on to the end of lap 4, the start of lap 5. This is Max Verstappen, the winner of the first Grand Prix of the second season, challenging Valtteri Bottas, who tangled with his teammates in the very first episode of the season. Max Verstappen is up the inside into T1, and he takes the lead away from Valdo. Oh, maybe not. He takes the lead from Valtteri Bottas. Let's go, Max! Guys, I'm tired of Mercedes. I know Ferrari won the previous season, but I don't want Mercedes to win. I don't want to. Come on, Max! Come on! Max and Valtteri are side by side. Heading into my favorite section of the track. Max is on the outside for the first ace, on the inside for the second ace. As we head into the second sector hairpin, it is still these 2 drivers side by side, and I'm sure Sebastian Vettel at P3 is loving this because it is giving him the chance to close the gap, even though the Red Bull does not have the pace of these two cars. But guys, the same happens to Valtteri that happened to me on the first lap. He doesn't have it as bad as I did, but Max squeezes him out onto the now heading down the main straight. It is going to be the Ferrari and the Mercedes on the inside of the Alfa Romeo. Valtteri is on the inside. Remember guys, this is the fight for net P1. Valtteri bounces the Mercedes over the inside curb, but at this stage, Max Verstappen keeps net P1, but for now these 2 are stuck in traffic and they are battling hammer and tongue for this position within the midfield runners. There you guys can see Sebastian Vettel in the background, quickly there behind a few other cars. They are still side by side heading into the second sector. Oh my soul, but Max is just keeping that Ferrari on the medium tires ahead. Lewis Hamilton trying to mount a move on Lance Stroll and one of the Toro Rossos. There's a lock of the Toro Rosso! That's front wing! Guys, that's front wing. That's some of Lewis Hamilton's front wing. What just happened? And now we are right behind them. Overtake mode on our car. We did not pass the, we'll go under the 1 second detection, so we don't have DRS at this stage. But as you guys see, Hamilton has got the two of them. I brake onto the curb into the first corner. I'm a little bit deep, but I get the car alongside the McLaren of Devin Butler and of Lance Stroll, and we are through. Guys, look at this beautiful move. Guys, I am on it. I am so on it. What is happening to me? This is Bahrain. I'm not supposed to have pace, but I've got pace. And now I have to turn off the... We are on the end of lap 17, and all these hard compound tire starters are diving into the pit lane. So now we are looking very good for this race. We're going to be out in P5 roundabout where we were before the pit stop phases, and it is looking very juicy. And there's no... Wait. What? Guys, are we in P3? Wait a bloomin' minute. How did this happen? Where's Vettel? Where's Gasly? Here comes Max. This is not happening. Guys, this is not happening. What? What? No. Guys, this is P1. We have just taken P1 of the Bahrain Grand Prix! A track I would never think I would ever even taste P1! Guys, Sergio Perez in a Racing Point car is at P2. There you guys can see Valtteri Bottas takes back P3 from Max Verstappen. Those two guys are going to come chasing, but guys, look at the gap and look on what lap we are. We are on lap 26 of 29. Valtteri is right behind me. I'm taking esports line. I'm driving as if every lap is the last lap of my life. Oh, heading on to lap 27. The DRS is open from Valtteri Bottas' rear wing. No, come on, this is for P1. We go back to the normal racing line. We are allowed to do that. We just have to take the line there through there. We cut in ahead of Valtteri. We are still in P1. Guys, is this legit gonna happen? Number 51 for Richard and Haas Racing. Turbocharged 51 round the final corner. No. Yes. Guys, it's P1 at Bahrain. Yes. Oh my word. Rosberg was way ahead of this train, but he's got Lando Norris, Kevin Magnussen, and myself lurking behind him to try and get past him. And guys, if I can get past these three cars, that'll be absolutely excellent news for myself in this Grand Prix. Guys, remember, I'm going very deep into this race with my hard compound tires, but now it's a slipstream fest. We jump onto our personal POV. It is almost time to open DRS. We pull out wide. Guys, we've got the overspeed. Is this happening? We've got three cars in one move. That's P10. That's into the points. That has been a beautiful move from my side. That has been the best move I've ever made on F1 2019. That's the best move I think I've ever made. Period. Guys, what an absolutely beautiful move heading into T1. This horse is absolutely OP in a straight line with the engine upgrades that are fitted already. Guys, they were looking as if they were searching for parking, and I was just flying past them. I cut them off. I shut the door very violently on Lando Norris so he couldn't go around my outside there. That was a bit aggressive, I'm not gonna lie. But that was an absolutely stunning move. That is the best move I think I've ever made on any sim racing game. Man, that felt good. Three cars, a Renault, a Racing Point, and a Williams just got schooled. And David Butler was just like, what the hell?